Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance, episode 2 of Guess the Trades. So if you haven't watched that first video, you may want to check that out and at least watch the intro or check out those loadouts. They were pretty good. I'm going to recap it a little bit here, but I hope to in the future just be able to skip right into doing some loadouts and not have to spend 5 minutes just to explain what this is about. But since it's a newer series, maybe this is the first video you watched, I might do it for the first couple, but essentially subscribers can send in their loadouts to me, whether it's a tool bag, tool pouch, maybe you got a bucket, a crate, whatever it is you use, it doesn't really matter. If you've got a set of tools that you use on a regular basis to perform your daily task, that's what we're looking for. And again, it's called Guess the Trades, but you don't have to be like a licensed whatever in order to be considered a Guess the Trade. You can be a homeowner, DIY, handyman, whatever it is that you do for a living. If you've got a set of tools you use all the time for something specific, that's what we're looking for. It's just Guess the Trades is a whole lot better title and a lot less typing to take place than, hey, guess what I do with this big bunch of tools for a living on a daily basis. You know, that's a pretty long name, so I didn't want to use that, but that's what we're looking for. And again, I've got several people that have sent me in photos of their loadouts since that last video. I think I've got 14 already currently. So I've got a folder in my computer with your name, and then I've got, you know, all the photos that you sent me. So I will get to them eventually, but just to let you know, if you don't see yourself here in episode 2, that doesn't mean that, you know, I'm just skipping over you. I'm probably going to do it first come, first serve, other than I might put together certain people because maybe this guy had, you know, 15 pictures and this one had 2, and both of them together is going to time out better than me putting 2 people together that's got 14 pictures. So sometimes I might play around with it to make the video come out about right, because I'm going to shoot for in between 20 to 30 minutes at the most, but hopefully even less than that. And maybe after I get done doing these intros and stuff so many times, maybe that'll even weed it down a little bit farther. But again, we got 3 of them that we're going to look at today, and I may mispronounce names. I'll go ahead and throw that out there. My pronunciation is horrible. My grammar is not great. If you've been watching me long enough, you already know that. I'm just a country boy. I talk the way I talk. That's just how it's going to be. People have even said things to me on here, but I'm old enough now that I'm pretty set in the way that I'm going to talk. I don't think there's any way to change that. I am who I am, but I might mispronounce your name. If I do, I completely apologize. It's not intentional or anything like that. But we got 3 today. We got Ray Matassi, Isaiah Torres, and Just Too Tasty Good. Those are the 3 that we're going to look at today. 3 different loadouts. I'll put chapters down below so you can skip around. If I get stuck on one for too long, go on to the next one, whatever you want to do. And again, if you want to send me in your photos, you can do that. You can email them to me. My email's on my page, and I think I'll put it in the description probably as well. And I'll also put some links to some tools in the description that we see. If I put the little Amazon thing up there to show you what one is, odds are I'll have the link in the description if you want more info or something like that on that as well. But if you do send me in photos, make sure you send me your YouTube handle along with that, because a lot of times your email and your name doesn't match up, or your YouTube handle doesn't match up, and what you think your YouTube handle might be, it might also be whatever that is, plus 4 or 5 numbers. And the only reason why I want that is to make sure that everybody knows if somebody comments and ask you a question and you reply back to them, I want to make sure they know that they're getting the right person replying back to them. So again, make sure you do that and send your photos in landscape mode. But let's go ahead and get done with this intro and get into these loadouts. The first one we're going to look at again is Ray Matassi, and we're going to take a look at his TPLC. So let's look at what he's got. So looking at the outside of his bag, again, a TPLC. It's a really nice small bag. I absolutely love that LC. It's my favorite of the small bags that I've purchased from Vito, and I'm about to go back to that 2-bag setup and put this back into use. I haven't been using mine for a little while. On the outside, it looks like he's got a rigid, either drill or impact. We'll have to look and see in the pictures. And I know for a fact, because I scrolled through here, he does have his tools laid out at the end, so I won't spend a lot of time discussing these. He's got the Purdy foldable painter's tool. Looks like a jab saw, probably a utility knife there. Pica pencil on this side, along with an engineer's pairs of snips. Those are a lot like the Van pliers. I really like those. Going to the inside there, he's got it opened up. We can now see that he's got a Vera screwdriver, a Vessel screwdriver, a Klein Demo screwdriver, it looks like, some PB Swiss, and a Klein thermostat screwdriver. So he's already not necessarily a brand specific person, and that's kind of the same as me. I'll use a tool if it's good. That Vessel Tang Through right there is one of my favorites. Over here, he's got his Knipex corner. Looks like he's got a couple pliers wrenches, maybe a Cobra and a lineman's plier and a Ford, or actually that might be a twin grip based on that head right there. And then also he's got the Knipex forged wire strippers. Then he's got Olight down here, looks like an all-in-one tool. And then I don't know what he does with this. I'm really interested in that. So Ray, that's my question for this bag is, what do you do with your pick hammer? How do you use that in your line of work? Whatever it is that you use, I find that pretty interesting. Now let's go over and look at the next picture. We look at the side. He's got the Railer bit rails. There's that engineer snips there. He's also got a Vera small screwdriver, and that looks like that's probably one of those Vera bit checks. So I haven't got one of those Vera bit checks yet. I've had many people recommend those to me. I don't personally think that it's a really good deal for me because you got to buy 2 of them to get the socket sets that you're going to use. They're really expensive. And then by the time I put my small ratchet and then some bits on a Railer bit rail and then a socket set, 2 small socket sets, if I can space them out and make them separate, I can actually fit them in my bag better than trying to fit one big thing in there. So that's why I've never bought one, but I could be totally wrong about that. I could buy one. It might be one of the best things. I know a lot of people like them and love them, but I just haven't bought one yet for that particular reason. But you can let me know in the comments below if you've got one, how much you like it. So that's what he's got on that side. We'll go on over to the other side. So there's the rigid impact, as we can see. So he does carry an impact, tape measure. There's a Klein magnetizer, Stanley 16-footer, Sperry non-contact voltage tester, and then a more Keeney, I think that is. That looks like maybe that's one of those chisel knives or something like that that you got there. And again, he's got all his broke out in a minute, so we'll look at all of them up close. On the back, he's got the kneeling pad. I like that kneeling pad. I use that at times. It's really good to put one knee on. I think I had that in maybe it's just in my tool loadout video. I don't know if I had that in a tool haul or not. One interesting thing that y'all might want to take note of is that he's got like a zip tie put around between his D-ring and his shoulder strap, and it is holding his rigid impact up off the ground on this bag. So if you've got a TPLC and you use a M18 or DeWalt 20 volt or Makita or whatever, use a full size, I always run M12, so it's not something that I've ever had an issue with, but maybe that's something you need to do to raise up your impact to get it from hitting the ground. If you carry the TPLC, that might be a good tip for you. It looks like that's what he's done there. Next picture is the back flap opened up. Looks like it's just a bunch of brushes, a small hardware box, looks like a headlamp of some kind. There's the non-contact voltage tester, probably some band-aids. I'm trying not to zoom in too much. These pictures get blurry, so that's another thing. If you can send me the best quality pictures you can, I know my Gmail won't let you send real crazy good quality, but try to send really good quality pictures. And then here's the last picture. This is all of them broken out. And, that just shows me as I look at that TPLC will hold a lot of tools. So if you've been on the fence of a TPLC and you've been thinking about getting a small bag, but you want one that will still hold quite a bit, you can look at this laid out here, what all he's got. He's fitting all this in that one bag. So that's pretty good that that bag will fit all that. So again, there it is broke down. There's that Vera bit check over here to the side. So that is what that was. He does have the slimline Cobras. I've been interested about maybe getting those, so let me know in the comments below if you guys have had those slim ones and you've also got the regular Cobras. Do you find yourself using one more than the other? I've never got them because I've typically already have like long nose, needle nose pliers and Cobras and then all those things. I feel like if I've got other tools to get me in tight spaces, but maybe I'm missing something with those and that they would be good for me to get. So I think those only come in 10-inch, so those are probably 10-inch. That tells me those pliers wrenches are 7 1/4 probably, and then probably like a 5. And then he's got the twin grips, the forged wire strippers, and again, there's that pick hammer. I'm really interested in seeing that. I'm seeing if there's anything out here that we might not would have noticed in the bag as we were discussing it. I don't see anything that sticks out. Yeah, there is that chisel. That is a chisel / knife, whatever that brand was. I've never seen that before. I don't know what these blue things are right here. They look like they've got something beside the ruler. They look like they've got some kind of a blade or really fine tip or something sticking out. So, Ray, if you can let us know what those are, that would be nice as well. But there's all his tools. Take one final look at them. Take a glance at them. See what you think. And then again, let us know in the comments below, what do you think Ray does with all these tools? Now, in my opinion, there's a few things that stick out to me and to help me guess. And again, I'm just throwing these out here to kind of make y'all think maybe the way that I think and see if y'all think the same way I do. What is one thing that you don't see in here that would automatically throw something out? And that's a multimeter. Even though he's got a non-contact voltage tester, I don't see a multimeter. So to me, that tells me probably not a Sparky, not an electrician. Not to say he doesn't do electrical work. He's got a non-contact voltage tester, and maybe he's got one in his garage in his house. Maybe this is a homeowner. Maybe it's a maintenance person. He's got some other place where he stores that, because sometimes that's what I do. I keep a meter in my truck. I also keep one in my main bag. But sometimes if I take in my pouch, I don't take my meter in automatically. But I'll go get it if I end up needing it. I don't take it with me on everything unless I know for a fact I'm getting into something. So it doesn't 100% throw it out, but that's something that I'm looking at. But what I see with these tools is a whole lot of tools that aren't really like geared towards one specific thing, but a lot of tools that get a lot of different types of jobs done. So to me, it's handyman, maintenance person, homeowner, something around that range. Again, that's what I'm thinking with this. Not to say that's what it is, but I want to know what your guess is down below. What do you think Ray does with these tools? Put that in the comments below. And if you've got any questions about any of these tools, maybe you've been on the fence about a Vera bit check and you want to ask Ray, hey, how much do you actually use that? That would be a question you could ask. I want to know what you use the pick hammer for. I'm really curious to know that myself, so if you could answer that down below. But that's Ray's. Again, put down in the comments below what you think. But now let's get into the second loadout today, which is Isaiah Torres, and he also has a Vito Pro pack. It's a Vito Tech pack. Let's go ahead and get into his pictures. So we look here at his tech pack at the front, and he doesn't have his picture blown out with his tools at the end, so we're going to spend a little bit more time on the tools on his. But he's got a Vera something or other over here, Velcro, also Klein magnetizer, demagnetizer. That's a Klein conduit type level over there. Looks like some sort of flashlight, Pica pencil, and then all kinds of notepads marking. And then he's got his name right there on the front. So I don't know what the North Face thing is up here. I'm interested to see what maybe there'll be another picture that'll give us a little more detail on that. But there's the front. Now we look over here on the side. That does tell us what's in the Vera pouch. It is a 818/4/1. So interested to see what that one is specifically. I'll look it up and put a picture of it up here. But that looks like it's one of those bit holding screwdrivers with the wrap adapter that comes in and out. So he has that there on the side. Next picture is, again, what I call the business end. And then now we look over here, you can also see underneath of that Vera that we couldn't see a minute ago, you got some insulated tools over here. You got some insulated wrenches back here. Lots of insulated tools right here. And then even more so, it looks like that's probably insulated screwdrivers. A lot of Klein tool screwdrivers. I don't know about you, but I don't even have to see anything else. And I already know what Isaiah does with these tools, or at least I think I do. A lot of insulated stuff, a lot of Klein stuff, that should automatically say Sparky, and then also United States Sparky, more than likely, even though he's got a lot of Knipex and things like that. So doesn't mean that that's the case, because I use a lot of Klein tools, screwdrivers. I have for a long time on lots of stuff besides electric stuff. And then also sometimes I buy insulated screwdrivers or insulated pliers, and I use them on non-electrical things just because, well, I can use them on non-electrical things, but then if I do electrical work, I have insulated stuff if I need them, so it's more bang for your buck, I guess. So, but my guess would be that's what we're looking at right now, but we'll go ahead and keep looking at the tools and see what all he's got. And again, he's got some flush cutters back there in the back, a pliers wrench, a pair of needle nose from Fluke. I haven't had any Fluke tools. I don't know if they're any good or not. I've only used their meters. That's probably a pair of linesman's, it looks like. And then that's the forged wire strippers. And then that's another pair of Knipex. I believe that's a pair of strippers as well, where you can set the depth or something like that. I don't have a pair of those. I don't know how well they work. And again, a bunch of Klein insulated screwdrivers, Klein demo driver, an Impact, probably 11-in-1 right there. I don't know what that one is. That one's rubbed off pretty good. That one's probably looks like it's the flip socket handle maybe right there. It's got that hex on there. That's probably the 7-in-1 handle. Also another, I can't say it, torpedo level. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't think of that right there. A pair of diagonals insulated. That's probably that Knipex knife back there in the back. I've had several people recommend that to me as well. I haven't picked that up. A couple pairs of Cobras. Looks like probably insulated there as well by that handle right there. And then I think that's a pair of Klein Legacy diagonals, because I'm pretty sure it's the same pair as the ones that I have right here. It's the same color handle anyways. Looks just like them. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. But could be wrong. Don't know. Again, I don't think he's got them blown out at the end if I remember right. Next picture, well, he did pull some of them out for us. So there's that dismantling knife. Oh, he's got a couple different knives there. Again, I don't have either one of those. The 985313, 9855. And again, there's those Cobras out. Those were insulated as we thought. And then there's that other wire stripper that I was talking about. I haven't used that one, haven't seen that one, haven't held it in my hands. I'm interested to know, Isaiah, what typical situation do you use that in? Is that kind of going up in a box and stripping a wire out, or how do you use that? I'm interested to know that. I haven't used that, so I have no experience with it. I'd like to know what you use that with. So, and there's the Lyman's up there on the top. So lots of insulated tools. Primarily pretty much insulated tools. Let's go on, look and see what he's got in the back. Got a fluke meter, the 375 SFC, and then he's also got those silicone fluke leads. Those are phenomenal leads. I've got a couple pairs of those. Pretty much if I buy a meter that doesn't have the leads built into it, that's the first thing I do is I go and buy those. I think they're like $30-something. But man, they are way better than any lead that you're going to get. And they got the twist in so you can kind of open and close them. Some of my favorite leads right there. Here we got a metric set of Allen keys. And then also we get over here, we've got a big time cable cutter. And then this is one of those Apex insulated. You can put sockets and things like that on it. Looks like he's got several sockets down in there. So I did start out by saying he's probably a US Sparky, but then he's got metric Allen keys only, unless he's got some SAE ones somewhere else. Maybe that's what this is over here. That might be some Klein SAE, that metal set like the Milwaukee one that I just had a video for. And then he's got an orange box down in there full of something. A really large Vera tang through demolition type screwdriver, and then a fluke non-contact voltage tester. That's probably the A1C A2 or whatever that I normally use. So again, everything in here so far to me screaming electrician. There he's got a picture of some of those things out. There's the, what is that called, the Vera Zyclops or something like that. I'm not sure what that's called. I don't have that either. Interested to know y'all's feedback on that if any of you have that. Then there's the metric keys out. He's got them in an L-kind case made in the USA, but it's, I looked over here in this next picture, he's got Vera Allen keys inside of it. So I guess that's what he's showing us there, is that he's using a different case than what came with it. So maybe he didn't like the Vera case. Some of you talked to me about the hex keys in my Milwaukee video. Pretty much Weehaw was the #1 by far, and then a few of you like the Vera ones, that you like the case. So Isaiah, I don't know if your case broke or if you didn't like it or whatever it was. Let us know that in the comments below, why you switch cases on your Vera metric hex keys. So let's see, I believe, oh, here's his orange box. So that's a Klein bit case with nut drivers, bits, those power bits is what they call them. And then there's his Klein Tools big ratcheting cable cutter, the 63060. So I think that's it. That's all of Isaiah. So I'll briefly go right back through those. And to me, without a doubt, you can guess down below if you think I'm wrong, but he's electrician. He's Sparky. That's what he's doing. There's no other reason to have a lot of the tools that he has unless he is. It's a lot of extra money to spend on all them insulated tools to get that many of them. Because, you know, like I would buy a pair of insulated wire strippers as a maintenance tech or whatever else, because I know I'm going to use those in electrical, but I probably wouldn't buy insulated Cobras, because the times I'm going to use my Cobras, I'm probably never going to be working on live electricity, and it's not going to be something I'm going to be worried about. So that's what it screams to me. But again, let us know in the comments below. Interested to know, Isaiah, why you swapped cases on the Vera hex keys, why you put your Vera hex keys into that other case. I'm interested to know that. But if y'all have any other questions for him, make sure and drop them in the comments below. So the next one and the last loadout we're going to look at is Just Too Tasty Good. He sent a couple pictures of his TPXL. I had a TPXL at one time. That's how I know what this is. I've swapped over to that TPLC whenever I got my MCT Blackout. I got the LC for free. I sold my TPXL during that time along with one of my old MCTs in order to pay for all that, so I wasn't out any money. It's a good bag. I personally didn't like it because it was a little tippy for me. It tipped over way more. The LC's base is a little bit different because it's a different size. But just too tasty good. Let us know in the comments below what your experience has been with your TPXL. Is it tippy or not, or anybody else that has one? But let's go ahead and see his tools. And again, he doesn't have them spread out in a picture later, so we need to spend more time and attention looking at his bag. The 2 pictures that he sent, I think he only sent 2. And again, I'm not saying that you have to get all your tools out and spread them out, but it does make it easier for us to kind of see what tools you have, or at least do what Isaiah did in that last few pictures where he pulled some of them out at least and took a picture and then put them back in. I know it takes a lot of work to take all your tools out and put them back in. Trust me, I've made videos where I've done loadouts and pulled them in and out and putting them all back in where you got them and all that. That's a lot of work, but it does make it a little bit nicer for us because some of these are going to be really hard for us to tell what they are. But let's go ahead and take a look at his TPXL. So the first picture here, we can see a lot of Klein tools, or it looks like Klein tools anyways. There's a slotted 600, also some pass-through drivers over here. I'm not sure if those are Klein or not. They look like Klein handles, but they could be another brand because there's a lot of different brands out there that the handles look like Kleins. I don't know what this is back here in the back. I'm not real sure what that is, the yellow back there. Maybe it should be obvious to me, but for whatever reason, just seeing that little amount of it, I don't know what that is. He's got a Craftsman screwdriver of some kind, another slotted, the 602, I think it is. Looks like maybe is that Greenlee screwdriver, and then a small adjustable wrench, couple different pairs of probably strippers, probably the Klein, that's probably the hybrid type pair with the bigger head, and then the yellow is probably the smaller pair. He's got the Klein electrician's Allen keys, it looks like to me, so that probably throws you a little bit of a hint. A Ideal extended reach, and then a Klein Tools 7-in-1, that's the flip socket back there. That looks like it's probably a NCV back there, maybe in the back, I don't know. But with his Ideal, he's also got maybe the square bit that goes with that. Also another torpedo level. So looking at the outside of this, again, marking pencils and all those things, pretty good idea. He's also got a Klein headlamp over here, so pass-through sockets or pass-through screwdrivers to me. A lot of Klein tool stuff, 2 pairs of strippers, all those things pretty much to me. Again, I would lean towards electrician with this. We go over to the next picture and see what he's got. It's a different picture of the same exact bag. Also, I think the background in this is going to be what tells you more than anything. So again, you can pay attention to that to get your answer too. Fish tape, bandsaw, electrical wire, looks like probably either 6 or 8, number 6 or number 8. That's me just guessing based upon the picture, but also got some gray pipe back here. So we 100% know he's either an electrician or he's working in a building where a lot of electricians are working, one of the two. Klein Tools tape measure, so big Klein fan it looks like. Another set of Allen keys that we can maybe see now, a few red handles. So again, can't tell a lot about what they are. Got a couple pairs of Cobras over here. I don't think I saw that in that last picture. Yeah, they were tucked in back there. I couldn't hardly see them there. So harder to tell in this one. But again, take a look at those, see what you think, and then take the guess down below. And again, this is what I was saying. It's all right to me if you want to send pictures like this, but it's going to be a lot harder for us to really tell what your loadout is. Maybe you could pull out at least a few tools. Ultimately, I think it is probably better if you go ahead and expand them out if that's possible. Do like what Ray did at the very beginning, or at least do somewhat what Isaiah did. Not saying you have to. I'm just saying I think it's personally better for you guys watching and also for me to maybe try to figure it out as well. But see what you think about Just Two Tasty Goods. Again, if you've got any questions about what some of those tools are, I think for the most part, I got a pretty much rough idea on what they all are just by looking at them. He does have that Ox Tools pencil. I know a lot of people have been telling me about that one. I'm interested to know what you think about that picture as well, or that pencil as well, if you think that that works out good. I've kind of Holtefors and Picas so far, but hey, I'll try out an ox if enough people tell me that it's pretty good, or next time I'm in Lowe's and I see one, I might pick one up. But again, comment below what you think about his loadout, what you think about maybe the XL if you've got it. That's the question I had at the very beginning. Have you also experienced that bag tipping over on you or anybody else out there? That was the case for me. That's why I didn't really care for it much. It's not that it's a bad bag. It just wasn't the right fit for me. But check all these out. Comment down below. Ask the questions you need to ask. And again, if you want to send me some, just send them to my email. Always include your YouTube handle with it, because your email might not match your YouTube handle, or your name might not match your YouTube handle. And then sometimes, just because that's your name, there's usually 4 or 5 numbers after it, because there's other ones out there that have the same name as you. Make sure you send me exactly what your YouTube handle is. That way people know whenever they're asking the questions in the comments, whoever replies back to them, they're actually getting the right person replying back to them. I think that that's a good thing for us to do, and then that way everybody can know who you are as well. That's always going to be good. And then also make sure you turn those photos horizontal or landscape, and then send me the best quality that you can. I know that I have a Gmail address, so it's not going to let you send a whole awful lot, but it's still, if once you blow them up, if they get blurry, there's nothing I can do about it. That's just what they are. So, but I hope it was useful. Hope it was interesting. Hope you got something out of it. And again, hopefully it's just fun to play, and it makes us grow closer as a community. That's the goal behind all this. But I'm just glad that you guys are sending me some. I think it's interesting always to look at people's loadouts, setups, all those things. And all these are ones that I might not have ever watched on YouTube, because you're not making YouTube videos. I go watch loadout videos all the time. I mean, I spend a lot of time watching tool videos, just looking at people's loadouts, just because I'm interested in it. But maybe you are too. Maybe this is something that you're going to be interested in to watch. Hopefully there'll be more to come in the future. Keep sending them my way. But as always, stay safe. Have a blessed day. See you on the next video.